Assalamu alaikum dear students, hope all of you will be fine and doing well. I am your science teacher with today's lecture of unit number 3, Living on Earth. Our today topic is habitat and ecosystem. What is habitat? We are alive. How do we feel that we are alive? We are alive because we eat, breathe, sleep and move. And the things which can eat, breathe, live and are alive are called the living things. Plants, animals and human beings are the living things. And for the survival, all living things need air, water, sun, shelter and food. How all living things can get all these things? All living things can get all these things from their habitat. What is habitat? The place where animals or plants live is called its habitat. Think about your home and your environment. This is your habitat. Different animals have different habitats. A good habitat provides all of those things which living things can need for their survival. For example, food, water, air and shelter. Different plants and animals live in different habitats. Some habitats are small and others are large. On the basis of habitat, animals are grouped into two groups. Number 1, terrestrial animal. Number 2, aquatic animal. Terrestrial means land. The animals that live on land are called terrestrial animals. For example, lion, tiger, cow and buffaloes. Aquatic animal. Aquatic means water. Animals that live in water are called aquatic animals. For example, fish, starfish, crab, whale are the examples of aquatic animal. Some animals can live in a field, which is a natural habitat for a range of living things. For example, butterfly, grass, mice and flower. Plants can live in a field and are adapted for growing on a lot of light because plants need a light for growing and plants need light to make food. Plants are producers and can make their own food and they can live in a field for growing in a lot of light. Some animals are adapted to living in a field also. They are too small and can hide from larger predators. Predators are the animals which can kill and eat other animals. Some animals can dig burrows and live among plants. Some animals can live in a large field areas including grasslands, small clumps of trees and rocks. For example, lion. Lion can live in a larger areas which includes rocks and small clumps of trees. All living things can adopt themselves in their habitats. Lion can live in a large areas which contain rocks and small clumps of trees to hide their prey when they hunt. Lions have sharp teeth and claws to help them hunt. What is adaptation? Adaptation means to describe how plants and animals have developed special parts of the body that help them to fit into their environment. Some main habitats of the world are polar region, deserts, sea, river and lakes, and forests. Polar region animals. Polar region animals have furs on their bodies which helps to keep their body warm. Polar regions are the coldest area covered with snow and ice. So the polar region animals have furs on their bodies which help them to keep their body warm. Animals of polar regions are polar bear, penguin, wolf, seal, Arctic fox, seaweed, fish and phytoplankton. Phytoplankton is a plant which lives in a coldest area and get their energy by process of photosynthesis. Polar bears are the bears of polar regions. 78 feet in feet in height and 1,000 pounds in weight. Its body is covered with furs which helps them to keep warm. Penguin is a bird have dense feathers which helps them to survive in the colder regions and keep their body warm. Desert animals. Desert is a place where that 10 inches or less rainfall in a year. It contains a less amount of water and food. Some deserts are dry and hot and some deserts are cold. High temperature and limited water can make the life of animals and plants difficult in the desert. Shrub, cactus, antelope, fox, bustard, lizard, snake, and camels are the animals of desert region. Shrubs are the small plants. Cactus is a desert plant with spines on their stems, and these spines help them in protections, and the large green stem can helps to make the food. Antelope is a mammal animal. Bustard is a bird which lives in dry places. Camel is also called the ship of the desert which helps in the transportation. Their large beaks helps them to move fastly in desert. They can eat a large amount of food and water and store them in their home. When the food is not available, they can use the store food. Animals that live in sea are called marine animals or sea animals. They can breathe through gills, skin inside the water and can move with the help of tail, wings, and fins. Animals live in the sea or coral reef, seagrass, crab, fish, lobster, turtle, whale, dolphin, and mangrove. Coral reef is a part of the marine ecosystem. Reefs are the colonies made by the coral. In the picture, you can see the coral reef inside the water. Lobsters is a type of a shellfish. In the image, you can see the lobster. Mangrove is a small tree or shrubs that grow inside the water, and dolphin is a common mammal of aquatic animal. Some animals can live in rivers and lakes. For example, fish, otter. Otter is a carnivore mammal which can feed small fishes and invertebrate animals. Duck, swan, reed, lotus. Lotus is a flower which can grow in rivers and lakes. Dragonfly. Dragonfly is an insect, and frog. Some animals can live in a forest. Forest is an area covered by small, large trees such as pine trees. Animals that live in a forest are wild animals, for example, monkey, parrot, frog, gorilla, tiger, bear, and elephant. What is ecosystem? Animals and plants depended on each other to survive. They have adapted to live with each other and in their habitats. The living things in a particular place interact with each other and with their non-living environment is called ecosystem. The non-living environments are the weather, earth, sun, soil, climate, and atmosphere. The interaction of living things in a particular place with non-living environment is called ecosystem. In an ecosystem, each living thing has its own special role to play. Each living thing has its own special function to perform it. In an ecosystem, plants and animals are dependent on each other for their survival. Animals can get food and oxygen from the plants, and plants can get the carbon dioxide gas from the animals to make their food. Ecosystem is the interaction of living things with the non-living environment. Living thing includes the plants community, aquatic animals and land animals, the non-living environment, sun, weather, soil, atmosphere, all these things combines and make a system called the ecosystem. Ecosystem can be affected with if a new plants and animals introduced into them. The new arrival can push other out and this can affect the living things that depend on them. Ecosystems can be disturbed by natural disasters such as storms, floods, fires, and volcanic eruptions. Disasters are the sudden and the natural accidents that cause a lot of damage and loss of life. In an ecosystem, some animals are extinct. Extinct means that they no longer exist. For example, the dinosaurs, animal and the dodo. These animals can be extinct due to actions of humans. The dodo or the flightless birds was hunted until no more remained. How humans can affect animals and their habitat. Humans can disturb their habitats by changing them, and this in turn can disturb the whole ecosystem. Ecosystem may vary in a size, some may be large and some may be very small. Humans can clear the agricultural lands and forests to build the house, and this can affect a large number of plants and animals. For example, small animals lose their homes and their sources of food. Through water pollution can affect life of aquatic animals. This is your today's lectures. Take care. Allah Hafiz.